about today. So I come out down to the loch. This is kind of where I live. This is called Loch Ness. Loch is a lake basically, and Ness is just as in the noise a horse makes. Ness. That type of thing. Don't ask me why it's called Ness. I've heard it's because of the Great Horse Revolution of the 1600s, and the ringleaders were rounded up. The horse ringleaders were rounded up and shot, buried in the bottom of the lake in concrete tubes. Apparently. What the fuck? I don't know. It's nice though. Let's see. So yeah, we are there. So it's kind of on the southeast corner of the loch. This is where I live up here, Gully's Gate. So Barton's Bay. So yeah, somewhere over there I live. And then that's obviously north, and over there is the west. It's hard to see today, there's a whole mountain range over there. Kind of low clouds showing it up, so yeah, it's quite nice. It's quite gentle today, I have to say. We're kind of in between storms at the minute. It's not normally this calm. Hello, happy Homebrew Wednesday. I'm gonna pour myself a beer. So, don't have an awful lot to talk about this week. So, I just thought I'd do a little bit of a tasting video, and I'll throw in a couple of extra videos that I've got hanging about on my phone. Basically took over the last week. So this is what we're drinking today. This is the Styrian Wolf Pale Ale. So this was a good few weeks ago now. In fact, it says in the bottled on the 4th of November. So this was the Styrian Wolf hops that I was trying to make. Just like a beer to see what it tasted like, to try them out, because I hadn't tasted them before. So what went into this briefly was a little bit of Magnum, the bitter, and just the rest was like 50 grams of Styrian Wolf in like 10 or 11 litres of wort. So yeah, let's see what it's like. It's quite a nice smell of it. It's kind of reminds me of like a peach or apricot, something like that, you know, that kind of soft fruits. It's very nice. The taste is something similar as well. It's quite nice. I think I would buy this again, but I would like to pair it with something. I'm not sure what. It reminds me of like Citra, but not like the Citra bomb. But you know, if Citra was like quite mild, so it'll be interesting to see what will be paired up with that, or maybe something else. So I'll have a think about it and maybe try them again. But it's not bad. It's pleasantly drinkable. Nice little taste. Very nice. So yeah. So the only other beer that I haven't actually reviewed is the stout, Irish stout. For whatever reason, I think all the ones, I did half the batch with labels and half the batch without, and the idea was then to send out anything with labels. And normally the way I do it is that I do all the labels at the start, or sorry, all the bottles with the labels on are done at the start of the bottling, which will be the bottom of the bucket, and then all the rest are at the top. What seems to have happened with this is that all the ones at the labels on seem to be undercarbonated, whereas all the other ones were perfect. So I think what's happened there is that when I was bottling, rather than normally I batch prime, so I put the sugar in the bottom and then rack the beer on top. So I think what's happened is that I've done it the other way around this time, because I can remember doing something but I can't remember what beer it was. So yeah, I think that. So I think I had the beer, I put the sugar on top and then give it a little bit of a gentle stir, and I think all the sugar's still sitting at the top. I think, I don't know, but it still tastes quite nice, I have to say. But as I said, it's a little bit undercarbonated. I suppose, you know, if you're gonna undercarbonate any beer, I suppose a stout would be the one to do it on. So yeah, I do actually have a brew on in the garage now, so I'll show you a video on that. Hello, I'm just back from a little tour over to Donegal. I was over seeing Frank and giving some beer for Christmas. So he's given me some beer in return, as has Paul, who lives over near him. So I'll show you what I've got. So we've got a couple from Paul, and these are smoked ale. That is a sort of Flemish red. That's a rust bucket. Ooh, very much look forward to that. What else have we got then? Raspberry wheat, I've got a couple of them. American wheat, a couple of them. I bought a couple of beers at the back there, of course. What have we got? That Russian Imperial, a couple of them. Got a bit too hardcore IPA. I'd be the judge of that, I think. A couple of them. Rausch beer, got a couple of them as well. And then we've got these ones here. So this is pulled off the keg this morning. Two of these. I'll be having these tonight. I think this is an American wheat, and this one's a stout. So as I say, I'll be having them tonight. So I think that's it, is it? Or is there anything else? So what the what? Yep, you see it right. That is a full batch of beer that Frank gave me. It's a Pilsner, one of Frank's Pilsner. So he's even put yeast in it and everything for me. Imagine that. I'll tell you what, Frank, I'm glad I put it in this rather than bringing a fermenter down, because if there wouldn't have been that much in it, but like that, if it had been a fermenter, because that beer was going everywhere. The roads out west are not quite as good. So yeah, here you are. That's not a bad little haul, I have to say. And I've got a full batch of beer on the go, so brilliant. I mean, generous to a fault, that man is. So okay, so that was Wednesday the 21st that I went down to Frank's to get the beer. And it didn't actually start fermenting. There was no krausen until the Boxing Day, which is 5 days, 26th. So that's I've never had a beer lag as long as that. The yeast is a Czech Pils liquid Y yeast, but I've only ever used dry yeast before in lagers. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. So it's going now, at least. So yeah, hopefully everything will be okay with it. So all being well. So yeah, so I got a load of beer mail, as you've seen. I also got another beer mail. I got 2 beer mails last week, not including the one you just seen. The first one was from Cidermeister. I can't show you what he sent me because I've drunk it all. My Christmas was sponsored by Cidermeister. So what he sent me was it was the same as everyone else, or whoever got them. It was the Sal's Hallertauer IPA and the Bottles of the Punk IPA for his taste test. So they all went down a treat. But I also got another email. This came on Christmas Eve from Evs Bristol. He sent me 4 beers. 4 beers. This is the first one. Dropkick Mate. I'm liking the labels as well. Classy. DKN. I've always wanted to know what that tastes like. If it's any good, I might have to contact the big man himself and see, get the recipe. We've got the No Boy Pale Ale he sent me as well. I remember clearly, I don't know if this is the same batch as the video. And I can clearly remember the video. It was one of my favourite brewing videos of the year. He was just basically getting pissed. At his house. The wife and child were away out for the night, and he was brewing this, just getting pissed in the course of the night. So yeah, no boil. Interesting. I'll be very interested to see what that is. And then the third one is the fruitcake barley wine. He's already told me now to put this away. Bottled on the 29th of the 11th, so yeah, I'll be putting this away for a while. It's 8%, so yeah, very good. Yeah, 28th the 11th as well, so excellent. So yeah, thanks a lot for sending them out, Mr. Bristol. Don't want to out you. So yeah, so I'm going to be polishing up a couple of those this week before I go back to work. A few more Pauls, and then Frank's will be ready probably next month or February on, so yeah, looking forward to it. Also in the video you did see I got a few bottles off the tap of one of Frank's taps, which is the American wheat on a stout. The American wheat was absolutely brilliant. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe how good it was. So if that's anything to go by, then the bottle should be pretty good. I can't imagine the bottle will be anywhere near as good as that, but you know, I live in hope. But yeah, well done Frank, because that was absolutely brilliant, that drink. So well yeah, that's it. So I'm not wasting any more of your time, so happy Homebrew Wednesday, and see you there. Just drove around the Gully's Gate now on the little jetty that leads out to the water. Just another little angle. I think it's like 150 square miles of water, fresh water. So it's a sizable chunk. Something you may be able to see over on the other side of the water, but no, you can't really see. There's a big mountain over there. I think it's called Sleeve Galleon. Been up it a few times on the bike. For some reason all the mountains are called sleeves. I think it's just the Irish word for sleeve. That might be wrong, I don't know. Called sleeves because of the Great Sleeve Revolution of the 1600s. Where all the sleeves were rounded up and banished to the mountains. I don't know.